Welcome to Wedding Day Podcast with your hosts, Sonja Babich, CEO of Iron Diamond Media, a leading wedding resource featuring 7 localized wedding brands across the country.
Hi everybody, Sonja Babich here with Wedding Day Podcast. I am here sitting with my lovely Brooke Bicey, publisher of Nebraska Wedding Day and Minnesota Bride. And we are here at Hotel Indigo in Omaha, Nebraska. And we are sitting here with our 2 friends, Patty and Rachel, with Lead Lodge from Arbor Day Farm. Amazing property. It's literally middle of cornfields, and you pull up to this giant property that you fall in love with. And I can't wait for you all to hear about it, learn the story about this property, and why we continue to do more fun things always at this property. So hi, ladies.
Hello.
Yeah. So tell us, how did Arbor Day Farm begin? Like, it's about planting trees, right?
Yeah. So,
is that the core of it?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Plant, nurture, and celebrate trees.
Yes. So yeah, like you mentioned, you want to keep coming back, and what's the reason you want to keep coming back? And it's the views. Honestly, people pull up, like you said, and are just taken aback by the natural backdrops that are at Arbor Day Farm. We are a property of the Arbor Day Foundation, which is, its home is Nebraska. And it's all about planting trees, like Patty mentioned. Our mission is to plant, celebrate, and nurture trees. And you can do that at Arbor Day Farm. We really, truly embrace that mission and really feel that our guests come away feeling that sense of unplug or unwind, and kind of that rejuvenation of their souls and their minds and their bodies when they experience the property. But it was built in 1993. Lead Lodge was, at least.
1983, so it's not that old.
No, not at all.
No.
And it's like a resort in my eyes. When I pull up, I feel like I'm on a resort property.
Totally.
Yes. Almost all-inclusive. And I feel like that's how our weddings feel too, is it's just an all-inclusive place where they can come, their families can come, they can enjoy the weekend. They'll come in and do rehearsal dinners on Friday, wedding on Saturday, gift opening on Sunday. They can enjoy Arbor Day Farm, and so yeah, it is kind of an all-inclusive.
Can you plant trees while you're there? Yes. You can?
Actually, you can't.
Oh, you can?
And that's funny because I feel like we get that question a lot. So you'll have to take that part out. But no, you can't.
I love this part,
you can't actually
come
plant a tree on property, because one of the things that we like to encourage, or at least educate everyone about, is that there's a right time, a right tree, and a right place. You have to think about that, the seasonality of when you plant a tree, and the variety of tree that you plant, and where you're actually planting that tree. So while you can't do that, you can learn a lot about how to plant trees. If you take home a tree seedling, which we do give away to a lot of our school groups and field trips that come through Tree Adventure, which is one of the attractions that we offer at the property. And that kind of goes back to what Patty mentioned about how your families can come and enjoy all of the fun things to do at the property, and feel like you're not just there for the wedding, but maybe you make it into a family vacation, just because there's just that much to do when you come to the farm.
Like, what can you do there when you come?
I want to hear about the
spa. Yes.
I know there's a spa.
Yeah, we'll get in there, we'll lock the key and not leave.
Yes, lots of massages in our spa. But yes, we do have a spa on our first floor. We have pool, hot tub, sauna, spa. Our spa does massages, so you can call our reservation department, get an appointment for a massage while you're there.
And you don't even have to be staying there, Brooke.
No.
You can come anytime. So just say the word and we'll make an appointment.
Okay.
How many guest rooms do you have?
140 guest rooms.
Okay,
yes.
that's a good size.
Yeah,
a
so
lot.
it's I think right at that sweet spot of not getting too big of a space, or at least a wedding or even a corporate group, but being able to also cater to our leisure guests too, which is really important for us too.
So what else can we do on the property besides spying it up?
Yeah, exactly. So if you want to get outdoors, you can definitely take a walk around the trails. We have almost 4 miles of trails. And that includes both paved and crushed rock, and then just some more natural wood chipped trails that kind of take you up and around what we call our poplar loop. And that's kind of an interesting story. If you ever do come back to the property, we'd love to take you out on a tour. But it's really my favorite spot to go on the property. You can get out there, and I always like want to go down and just like lay back on like a picnic blanket and just look up at the canopy of trees. Like it's just, it's such a beautiful space.
Yeah, totally. Well, speaking of beautiful spaces, we've done a couple fashion shoots and style shoots.
At the Woodland Grove, right?
Yes.
Yeah, was one of them.
I was like, it's so interesting. Like you're kind of a ceremony spot that's becoming popular, but it's almost like you have a deck that's curvy and windy, and it's like it looks like it belongs on water, but it's not. It's so whoever was the architect or the designer was just hit it out of the park, because you walk in and you just like your mouth drops with how naturally beautiful
it was
created this
it was
space.
designed as an apple blossom. Actually, the design, if you look at an aerial view of the Woodland Grove, it's in the shape of an apple blossom, so it's really cool.
Oh,
So
I love
tying back
that.
in the orchards, that's another fun thing to do, especially in the fall. We have a big apple harvest season and celebration that we do every single fall, and that lasts pretty much from September all the way through October. You can be out in the orchards picking apples. I mean,
thinking of like just the time of seasons to get married, like you have the season of blossoms.
Yes.
With those, like especially those apple trees. And then you also have the fall colors.
Yes.
I'm sure those are prime dates for both that time
I'm
of year.
such a true green person. June, July, and August, the backdrops of the just nature green is my favorite, but people love the fall.
Yeah,
they
I
love
do.
the fall.
Minnesotans like the fall too. But I was there back in 2020, I think, and Patty knew it was, we were just having a little celebratory moment, and we're having a glass of wine on the deck and just overlooking the trees. It almost felt like it was water. Like I was looking at a lake, but it was like a ocean of trees. And it's just so like undescribable, just it's so untouched and beautiful. It's just like you can't describe this property unless you see it. The photos don't do it justice.
No.
But there's also a mansion on the property. What's the story with the mansion?
So the Sunset Terrace that you were probably sitting on, just on the backside of Leeds Lodge, actually has the perfect view to Arbor Lodge Mansion, which is the original childhood home to J. Sterling Morton, who is the founder of Arbor Day, the holiday. And back in 1872, when his family was on their way through from Michigan, stopped to settle in Nebraska City and thought, where are all the trees? And just started planting trees.
See, it's totally like you
it
just
is.
pop up and there's trees.
I know. So it's a really, a historic mansion that anyone can go into and do tours. It's 52 rooms, just chock full of history and architecture, and it's a beautiful space. I love going into Arbor Lodge.
And the ladies that do the tours, they are wonderful. They're so knowledgeable. They know they have so much history that they can tell you. So when you do go there to do a tour, do a guided tour. It is worth it.
Love that.
Okay. It definitely stands out when you're pulling in. You're like, you see this beautiful mansion, like, what is that all about?
Yes, and it does make for a gorgeous backdrop, even for weddings.
Yeah, one of our cover contests at one of the weddings was on there.
That's
right.
The columns just really, I think, pronounce anything in front of it. So
Exactly. Okay, so you can get married at Lee Lodge, right, in like the convention space.
Yes.
And then, is there another property that is very popular? Is there a barn?
So we do. We actually have 8 different venues on the property.
8? That is more than I thought.
We are now at 8 with the new Woodland Grove.
Okay.
Yes, that is our newest location.
So what are all the different locations?
So we have the hazelnut lawn.
Okay.
So where you were sitting on the Sunset Terrace out back, right underneath that is our hazelnut lawn.
Okay.
Which is
Very popular.
adjacent to our Rose Note room, which is an indoor reception space. So you can do outdoor ceremony with indoor reception.
Okay.
Super convenient. Just down the path a little ways from Lee Lodge is that Woodland Grove, the newest space. We
Just a
also
golf cart away, right?
Yeah.
We had a lot of golf cart rides
For me,
there.
a 5-minute walk. But I walk fast. So
maybe not in heels.
We bring the tennies that day.
Exactly.
Yeah, the flats.
And then we also have Steinhardt Lodge, which is a reception venue.
Okay.
And that is just down short walk from Lee Lodge again, opposite way of Woodland Grove. And then we have the historic barn.
Very
The
popular.
historic barn, yes.
Very popular.
Yes, we do a lot of weddings there. And then we have the mansion, and we have the heart-shaped lawn, the terrace garden, and the meadow area. at the mansion. And I don't know if you have seen the meadow area.
I don't think
when
I've
you were
seen the
there,
meadow
but
area.
Just pictures.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful open space, wonderful for a tent wedding.
Yeah.
So
So average weekend, how many weddings would you have on a weekend? I mean, there's enough guest rooms for all those venues.
yes, we typically do 2 a
Yeah.
day.
Perfect.
But holiday weekends
Yeah,
could be Friday, Saturday,
Yeah.
and Sunday.
cool.
Yeah. Well, it's only like 45 minutes from the airport, right?
Yeah.
About an
Right.
hour, 45.
Yeah, it's really not, and it's really not a bad drive when you come either from Omaha or from Lincoln. I know it's a lot of times kind of that meet in the middle space for a lot of
It
couples
is
that,
true.
you know,
in the middle space
Yeah,
between
but-
Lincoln and Omaha.
yeah, and you know, you can kind of feel like you're getting away without really going away, which
Yeah.
I think is always a nice feature.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just so, like I said, it's a resort.
Yeah.
And then when you pull up, it's like a staycation
Yeah.
if it's for the locals, but it's so worth the airplane ride.
Yeah,
Yeah,
agreed.
I bought a couple of shirts my first visit, and it says plant trees.
We should get you an updated one, Brooke.
It's so cute, and everybody's like, "Where is this from?" Like
Yeah.
a really cool resort that
Yeah.
plants trees.
Yeah,
It is.
for sure.
So when they have their weddings on the property, I know sustainability is a big thing when
Yeah.
with having a wedding on the property. What does that all look like?
Yeah, we know, you know, that's definitely kind of a new trending thing in any kind of event planning, whether it's weddings or meetings. You know, a lot of people are kind of taking a look at their bottom line, especially from the corporate side of things, and less travel. So we were always thinking about ways in which to kind of lower our carbon footprint, if you will. And so thinking about even the catering options, and which of course is all on site at our property. You just work with our team on the timber side of things, and our new chef is really thinking more about like how our food is getting there, and trying to do more locally sourced goods and products. You know, our pork now comes from Iowa, and we use Nebraska beef, and so just thinking about you know, the transportation in which it gets there, but then also the preparation and being just really mindful of that. We just planted a garden for purposes of using in our kitchen, and so, you know, I just saw a chef out there just checking the garden, picking out some things that are actually
That is so
already,
cool.
yeah, that are already
that.
growing, and trying to use those and incorporate them into some seasonal dishes. So just being a little bit more conscientious about like what's ripe right now. Like, okay, we're going to have a heavy tomato dish, or thinking into the fall, like what's going to be in season and be really ripe and good for the tasting. And so,
I think that's like so cool because the details are the thing right now, right?
Yeah.
With a wedding day, like all the details matter, and just that, even the detail of like
Yeah.
being local, growing in your backyard in a sense
know,
on the
it is,
property,
yeah.
and that
Yes.
also gives your team excited.
Yeah.
Of what's like, oh, did you try the strawberries that just came up? Oh, we gotta make a
Yeah.
good strawberry vinaigrette for the wedding.
Oh, totally.
And just
Yeah.
hopefully couples are embracing that.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times that's, you know, what they want to see, like you said, with the details and just being a little bit more farm to fork, if you will. So,
Farm to
yeah.
fork.
And I love even like flowers. Like you said, you're really a destination for, you know, maybe welcome dinner, the wedding, and the day after. So like use your flowers for all three events.
Yes.
Oh, exactly.
How can
Yes.
you reuse
Yes.
stuff? I
And
think
recycle, of course, we work really closely with any event that's coming on property to set up additional recycling stations and helping to kind of sort some of that stuff through. And just again, being more mindful of single-use plastic, and we have refillable water stations all throughout the property. You know, anymore, everybody's walking around with their water bottles. Like, who drinks out of a plastic water bottle anymore? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't. So, so we try to encourage our guests to do the same thing. So, kind of
Every little
practicing what we
thing helps,
preach.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great. And that's such a good point, Brooke, that you're saying. I bet a lot of couples are there for the full weekend. So
Yeah.
rehearsal dinner is on the
Yes.
property, wedding, gift opening,
Yep.
and just having those multiple spots to do it on the property is so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Also
because
different.
even if their wedding is in one location, rehearsal dinner can be in a different location.
Feels like a whole new
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
Because it does feel like again, it's funny. You almost feel like an island in between Lincoln and
Yeah.
Omaha.
Yeah.
Like it's like what's in the middle?
Arbor Day Farm.
Arbor Day Farm.
Yes, exactly.
But the tree that they can plant is their unity tree.
Oh, I
So we
love
do
that.
have
Okay.
tree seedlings. So you can put the tree seedling in a pot and use it for your unity. So a lot of times weddings will take dirt from each parent's house. They bring them in a glass vial, and then they will have the tree already halfway planted, and then they take the vials and add each parent's dirt to their tree.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's
so good.
perfect.
I love that.
And then going off of the tree more, so how, depending on how much they spend on the property, helps support planting more trees. Is that correct?
Yeah, and it doesn't even matter the amount that you're spending, because a portion of every dollar actually goes back to reforestation across the globe. And so you can actually see that in a lot of the displays that we have, like in Lead Lodge, at Apple House Market, at Tree Adventure. We typically have a map up that shows the 3 or 4 different forests across the globe that the Arbor Day Foundation is actively working with or toward or funding in terms of that reforestation. And so you can feel good knowing that you're spending a lot of money, because you're doing a milestone event and you're trying to entertain your family and your friends. But I think knowing that it's going back to something as incredible as planting trees is pretty phenomenal.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
So let's now dive in more in the wedding process of having a wedding on the property. How does that look like? How far in advance do they contact you to get a date? Is it pretty booked up?
I would say a year and a half is a good time frame that we start booking. But it could be 6 months. It could be 2 years. So we do have 23, 24, we had some really close-in bookings. We also had weddings from 14 different states in 23, 24.
So it's really becoming a destination property. That's so exciting. And it truly is a destination property.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yes. But I would say a year and a half is a good
chance to have a date that be in your ballpark time frame.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Fall seems to fill up faster.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Prime date.
Because there's no colors around there except up there.
Right? Yeah, all the trees. It's like the perfect foliage.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I would say fall is definitely prime that people are looking to book.
So once they come on board, and you're especially saying the seasonal food, do they try to do a tasting if they do book around that 1 year mark to be like, this is kind of what should be blossoming in season for your meal? Do you do food tastings
Yes,
around
we
that
do a
time?
food tasting. We actually do a group food tasting.
Love those.
So we do that on our lower level of Lead Lodge. We invite all of our couples. We like to think of it as a little date day for them.
Yeah.
So it's for bride and groom. They come, we do a group tasting, and then our chef creates different menus, and we have some hors d'oeuvres, some signature drinks, and we've had just great feedback. The couples feel special. They feel like it's a little getaway. Yeah.
Okay, let's just talk about the couple that lives in New York and they can't come to a tasting. How do they select a menu? Do they just take your word of wisdom with that?
We're happy to help with choosing, food items, but
absolutely.
we can do a private tasting. If they're going to be back, at any certain time of the year, our chef's accommodating.
It's knowing their story. Like, they're out of town and far away.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
if there's a moment around the holidays, we'll get you
They're
in
going to be
there.
back. Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
And then do you do a final walkthrough meeting before the day? Do they walk with you? Do the planner? How does that all look?
Yeah, we typically meet with our couples. We will meet as many times as they need to, and sometimes that's via phone, Zoom, or they come on property. But we don't per se limit, to our couples. They can bring their family. They can come look around at any time, take photos. Even with photographers, we always tell our couples, if you have a photographer that isn't familiar with our property, have them come out and scout around at any time. So
Perfect.
Love that.
All right, final question. Why should a couple choose to have their wedding at Arbor Day Farm?
I have a million reasons.
Okay, let's go top two. Top two.
As Rachel stated, you're giving to something greater. You really are. It's the giving back. It's the mission. But honestly, I'm biased, but there really is no place where it is just all inclusive and you can do everything in one spot.
Yeah, it does. It does make life a lot easier.
Yes.
One-stop shop. It does. Every couple is different. So if you're the couple that likes the one-stop shop, come to Arbor Day Farm.
Yeah.
Yes. for sure.
Well, thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Patty, for
Thank you guys.
being here today.
This was fun.
And thank you for being such great cheerleaders and letting us do fashion shoots and style shoots and all the fun
Anytime.
things.
Yeah.
We love when
Thank
you guys come.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thanks everybody for tuning into Wedding Day Podcast. We'll see you next time. See you. Bye.
Bye.